the worst downswing of my life.
Good morning, guys. It is Saturday, August 11th. This is day 17 of the $0 to $2 million challenge, and I'm currently getting ready to go to Calgary. I haven't packed yet, but it's only 7 a.m. I have to meet Greg at his house at 8, and then we're driving one shot straight to Calgary. Should be about 10 to 12 hours drive. So, with that in mind, let's just get straight on the road, and I'll see you guys there.
All right, guys, we left Vancouver at 8 a.m. We should have arrived at 7 p.m. in Deerfoot, Calgary. It is currently 7:30 p.m. We are once again in standstill traffic for the second or third time this trip. We're still about 3.5 hours to drive, so we're gonna get there late. Probably like 11 or 12 p.m. Yeah. Look at this. All right, I'll report back when we get there and get a good night's rest. And then we're gonna fire a 1K tomorrow. See you there. Guys, we have made it to Deerfoot. Deer don't have feet, but we are here. It is 12:30 p.m. or a.m. I guess, so it's very late here at the casino from Stranger Things. And we are gonna go straight to bed. And then we're gonna go play the 1K No Limit Hold'em. That's with 2 cards tomorrow. I can't even speak. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow as we play some cards. See you then.
All right, guys, we've made first break in the 1K No Limit Hold'em event. It is 1 p.m., so we've been playing for about 2 hours now, and I've been told that this tournament is going on till midnight tonight. That's 13 hours of poker. I know some of you guys play tournaments. What's wrong with you guys? That's mental. But we were at 30K starting stack. We built our stack with 50K. I bluffed off 20K and an all-in with 4 high. Whatever. And then I 3-bet King Jack. Some guy cold called. I flop trips. I bet small, he raises, he barrels all in, and now I'm back at 50K stack. So almost 2x starting stack, 2 hours in, feeling good. We are gonna make the money today. Let's get it. All right, it's 3:15 p.m. We made another 2 hours of play. Our stack has gone from 50K to 60K. An okay jump, pretty dead level. I will start vlogging hands if we get in the money, which we should. Let's do it. Another, 8 hours of tournament poker. Let's get back down there and play some more cards. All right, guys, currently on dinner break. That last 2 hours was brutal. I think I doubled up 4 people. That's some really weird hands too. Some guy check raised ace-9 on an ace-high board, and I had middle pair flush draw gut shot, so I had to call. Somehow ace-9 was good. And then he limp called, donked an ace-7-5 rainbow board for 70% pot. I had jacks. Just, yeah, not a great 2 hours, but late reg is over, and we got a 29,000 stack. The blind's gonna be 1K, 2K when we come back. So, like, what is that? 15 bigs. We'll make it work. It's 1K under starting stack, but we made late reg. All right, I'm gonna go eat. I'll see you guys in a bit. All All right, it is 8 p.m. now, and unfortunately, I have busted. 268 total entries. I placed 71st. 41st makes the money for a $2,000 min cash for the 1K event. Fortunately, we did not get there. Ran really bad in the last 6 hours, I think. 6 hours, yeah. The downswing continues. On a good note, though, you guys are watching my first video of this series, and you guys are loving it. So keep that up, keep liking, because poker is not working out for me. I am now down, I think, almost close to negative $4,000 net worth at this point. So it's not going well. But we have a few more $1,000 to throw into the void here in Calgary. So I'm going to take tonight off. We're going to play cash all day tomorrow. And I might skip the $400 monster stack and just play more cash, seeing how it goes. But anyways, I'm going to go enjoy the hot tub. I'll see you guys in some actual physical hands in the next clip. See you there. Welcome back, guys. It is day 19 of the challenge. We are playing some cash games today. I just took out another cash advance. That is the fourth one, bringing the total I paid in cash advances to $280 to withdraw $4,000. And we are currently worth about negative $3,300, so it's going very poorly. I don't know why I fired a 1K bullet yesterday. That was really silly. I should have sold some action. Tomorrow I'm going to fire a $400 bullet, max late reg it though. And then I'm going to sell $1,200 of the $1,700 main event ticket. So I only paid $500 for that. So we got $900 of tournaments coming up. We're going to play a ton of cash today, and we're going to double down on the cash. I wanted to play on my phone as well, but I'm not going to play on GG Poker because the field's way too tough. I doubt I can beat 1-2 online. So jumping into a Club GG, my friends thing, we are going to grind some 1-2 on there. That's 1-2 USD, and then some 1-3 on the table. So probably play 3 tables at once, 1 live, 2 online, and try vlog at the same time. We're going to see how it goes. It might be stressful, but I will report back after the hand histories that you guys are going to see now, and we'll see how much we won and lost in the app live. Let's just go. Let's go play some poker. Let's win some money. We have $3,300 to win to get out of the hole. See you guys soon.
Welcome to the hand histories, folks. This is 1-3 over at Calgary. It is match the stack. We are in for 500 as I don't have an infinite bankroll right now. But this first interesting hand, we pick up 4-3 of spades straight away, bump it up to $15 over a limp before the player to our left puts in the re-raise, but only up to $30. Comes back around to us, and if this lady was 40 years younger, we could consider a 4-bet, but price is good. We got a decent hand to draw out against, so let's toss in the money. We go to a flop. It comes down Queen 6-5, the backdoor flush draw, as well as a very good open-ender. Check it over, hoping that she doesn't just bomb it, but luckily she just puts in a bet of $30. We make the call. We are never raising here. We cannot get her to fold aces or kings or queens, so I just call. The turn is the 5 of clubs. Check it over, and may go for a check raise at this point, but probably not. I just don't think she's folding, but good to see her check behind. River is the 7 of diamonds. We get there on the first hand. I look over to stack. I think it's pretty clear that she has aces, kings, queens, although I'm quite surprised about the check back on the turn, but I'm going to try and get all of her chips. That is what I do. I move all in for her remaining 250. She gives it about a minute or two of thought before saying, you got it, you got it. Music to my ears. She makes the call, and we're up against the pocket aces on the first hand and managed to find a nice little pot there for $627. On to this next hand. We have an under the gun raise to 15, a caller, and we look down at ace king off in the cutoff. Time to put in the squeeze. We bump it up to $65. Pulls back around to the under the gun player, who thinks for a bit before assembling 2 very large stacks of chips and pushing them forward, 215 into the middle. I thought this was an all-in, so when he folds, I toss in the call, roll over my hand. Turns out it's not an all-in. He pushed the 215 like this, and then he had a little bit of change behind, I think like $50. Asks if he wants to put it in right now. He says no, which is, I guess, fine. So go to a flop. It is 6-4 deuce. Now he puts the rest of the chips in, the remaining $50. We make the call. The turn is the deuce of diamonds. River, 10 of hearts. He rolls over, pocket, 10s for the full house. Fortunate, we are not going to be winning that one, and we are actually now stuck for the session. Okay, this is only 3 hands after that last one where we doubled that fella up. But we look down at pocket queens, another premium. We got 2 limps. We bump up the queens up to $20. Folds around to the same player as last hand, who takes about 5 seconds before announcing all in. Yeah, $531 off of 20. I don't think he plays aces this way. That would just be crazy. He'd fold out everything, right? I've been raising a lot at this table too, so he's got to think I'm quite wide. And we just saw this man 4-bet to $215 with pocket tens under the gun versus cutoff. So I don't think it's going to be that strong here. So I think queens, good enough. Pretty good spot, I think. So I make the call. We show our hand, and he has pocket kings. Man just ripped like 200 big blinds with kings and has the one hand that he beats that calls him. That's so annoying. Flop 5-4 deuce. He also has the diamond covered turn 5 of clubs, river 9 of clubs. We lose. And now we are stuck. $500. Not too long later, and we get involved in another big pot here. We have a few limps, and the small blind is raised, but it's only to $16. This doesn't seem too strong. We got a hand like king, queen suited. Definitely can put some pressure on here, so we put in the re-raise up to $50. Folds back around, and only the small blind makes the call. We go heads up to a really nice flop. It comes down king, 10, 7, rainbow. My opponent checks to me. We're going to start with a small bet here. I put in 30, and he doesn't take very long. We're raising to 150. He's left himself nothing behind. We got a great flop. He could have hand like queen, jack, 8, 9. Maybe I think jack 9 is a double gutter, so a lot of draws here. He could also have us dead, but he's got us, he's got us. So we move all in. He calls. Turn is 9 of hearts, the river. 5 of clubs. Looks all right until he rolls over the ace, king. We are now stuck. $800. It's only been maybe an hour and a half.
All right, guys, we're wrapping up the session very early. Played 3 hours. Went terribly. In the game for $1,700, out for a lot less. I think we lost $1,140, meaning we are now at negative $4,500 for the net worth. Rough. We did win like 300 Canadian, playing 50 cent, $1 on Club GG though, so there's that. I guess we're almost around $4,000 negative net worth. I'm going to take a little bit of time off poker. Maybe just play a nice $400 monster stack tomorrow and just play tight and slow and just relax. But tonight, I'm going to get some food and then probably go rail Greg. Greg goes all in. He is on the final 12 of the 1K event that I busted yesterday. So we're going to go root for him, take the rest of the day off poker, and maybe not play too much tomorrow either. Yeah, we're definitely getting a job when we get back home. That's for sure. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll see you guys whenever I play poker next. Who knows when that'll be. Alright guys, we are going to go downstairs and rail the fuck out of our friend Greg, who is, I think, on the final table now of the 1K no limit. So we're going to go do that, probably play some more Club GG on the side while we wait for him to get a big hand, and let's hope he takes it down. Let's go join him.
Oh yeah, we're ahead. We're ahead. Ace! Low. Please, ace, my goodness.
Oh!
Oh my gosh, not like this.
Just like this.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Like this. Let's walk. Oh. See what I told you? I think it's all wishing death upon it.
Welcome back, guys. It is day 20 of the challenge. It is Wednesday, August something. Don't really know. Took another cash advance today, $70. Had to pay rent, $500. Fired the $400 monster stack half an hour ago. Busted that, another $400. Running really bad. 3-bet king queen, king high flop. He had ace king. I lost like 30% of my stack. Squeezed ace 10 suited versus a guy that opens like 6-9 off under the gun. He makes a call. We get a dry jack high flop. I c-bet 1/3. He shoves. I fold. Open up sixes. Some guy min squeezes with ace jack. C-bets into 5 players. I fold. He turns a jack and he wins. And then final hand, I flat ace 6 off the ace of diamonds. Board is all diamonds. Some guy bets pot.
just go with it because I've only got like 6k behind. The pot's 6k. He snaps king jack on the king high, and we don't get there. 4 hands in half an hour. We didn't win any. Probably gonna fire one more bullet at it and then take the rest of the day off poker if that goes really poorly. We did see Greg get 6th place last night, so congrats to him. Happy to see him do well on a final table. And while sweating him, we also won another like 300 US on Club GG. Maybe when I get back home, I'm just gonna play on that and then do some GG tournaments and live stream it. That could be fun. Anyways, gonna get back in there, fire one more bullet, and then have a serious think about what I'm doing with my life. See you guys there. All right, guys, we made it to the break. We regged at 12 p.m. for the first bullet. It's now 1 p.m. and I'm down to like a big blind. It's just I don't understand what's going on anymore. Or the hands. I open up king 4 suited from cutoff. Big blind calls, flop king 10-10. I check it back, turn an 8. I check, he checks, I bet pretty big, and then he decides to min raise me. I call river 8, so board is king 10-10 8-8. He bets 10k, I tank and fold. I'm just getting raised every hand. Like I keep thinking like one of these times is a bluff, but go for the fold there. I think it's pretty good. This guy opens to like 4x when he has kings, so I think it's an okay fold. A few hands later, open up king queen suited over limp. Button calls to my left. I'm in the cutoff. Flop king jack 10 with 2 clubs. I have spades. I bet small. I get raised again. I call. Turn is the queen, so I got top 2. I check. He bets again. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Unless you have ace queen, what hands are going to continue on this turn? Perhaps like some ace x of clubs, maybe. So I call. River is a blank. I check. He bets pot. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. What hands raise the flop besides ace queen? You know, I'm pretty sure nut flush draw would just be happy to just call my small bet on the flop. Could raise sometimes, but it just doesn't make sense. So I decide to put in the hero call. He has ace jack suited. He raised me in position with middle pair. Got shot against my top pair open ender, and we lose. We made it down to 1 big blind. $800 down the drain in an hour. Just can't win anything. I'm getting raised every single hand, and they always have it. But I'm gonna fire one last bullet, and then I might just only play the main after this and not play any more poker for a while. It'll be fun going back to bartending, I think. But while I'm here, I'm gonna keep firing bullets until something happens. And worst case scenario, we're like 6k in debt. We just bartend for a few months. All right, guys. See you guys when I lose my next bullet. All right, guys, it's 3 p.m. So we lasted a little bit longer on our final bullet. In for 3 bullets, that's $1,200 gone. We also lost $250 USD on Club GG, which is like 300 Canadian. And we took out 2 cash advances today. That's another $140 for a total loss of, what is that? $1,650 down today. Didn't get anything going. Had ace king suited, squeezed. Flop 9-9 deuce rainbow, 3-handed. C-bet small. Original razor calls, turn, like a 4. Bet 40% and get jammed on fold. And then maybe an hour later, pick up another hand. We're down 12 bigs. Cutoff opens, I reshove for 12 bigs, king queen suited. He calls, he has aces. We walk away. Out. I'm gonna go take like an hour or 2 break and then probably play some cash so I can get some more hands for content for you guys. Probably lose another, my last $1,000 that I have in cash. And then I'll save $500 for the main event. I'm gonna sell $1,200 worth of the $1,700 entry. And let's try and win $40 at 1-3 today. That's my goal. $40, 1-3, that's it. All right, guys, see you in a bit.
This is our second cash game session of the trip. We've just come back from a night out on the town, and we are looking to play some 1-3. It is me, Greg Goes All In, and David Coe, who actually won the WPT in Montreal for a very good score. So it's going to be a fun one. I can't remember if I raised to 10 here or straddled to 10. Either way, folds around to our friend in the low jack, who bumps it up to $125. Hijack is Greg, who moves all in for 500. Folds around to me, and I've got pocket nines. I'm either in the straddle or I raised. This hand is way too strong to fold. The way I look at it, low jack raised to 125, so we can just assume that the big blind is about $60 here. So technically playing like 30, 60 or so. So we've only got less than 10 bigs here. Pocket nines, dream spot. Hijack should be ice wing quite wide, so I stick it in, and the low jack says, GTO says this is 100% a call, and makes the call. Unfortunately, hijack has pocket kings. Low jack has ace-5 offsuit. So not looking good. The flop comes down. 10-4-3 rainbow. No help to us. The turn is the 9 of clubs. We spike a set in a $1,500 pot. The river is the deuce of spades. And low jack wins with his 100% GTO call. Unfortunate there. We've reloaded for another $500 and back to battle. Low jack, a solid reg, is raised to 10. We defend the king queen off in the big blind for $10. Heads up to this flop of queen 7-4 rainbow. Very good flop for us. I check it over and we face a $5 bet. Probably going to be check raising this pure, so that is what I do. I bump it up to $30 and my opponent thinks for a bit and then makes the call. And to the turn, it is the deuce of spades, a really good card. Looking at the SPR, we're going to want a little bit of an overbet here, something like 120% on the turn and river to get it all in. So I bump it up to $100. But a little bit of thought, my opponent once again makes the call. Good news, we're heading to the river. It is the 7 of hearts, not the best card. He could have some trips that hanged on. I think 7-5, 7-6. That also, those don't have gutters. But I don't know, maybe he gets sticky with a 7 sometimes. But overall, I think he's probably also got a queen, maybe a very stubborn pocket jack to 10. So I should have gone all in here, but instead I decide on a bet size of $250, just trying to milk him, get some extra value out of queen jack. And he doesn't think for too long and moves all in. I don't think we're ever good here. Maybe he's misread his hand, but I can't bring myself to fold for another 110. So I make the call. And we lose the 7 deuce. All right. Ace King has been very cruel to us this series. I have not won a pot with it yet, but let's try and turn it around this time. We bump it up to $10 under the gun. And our friend again makes it 125, and then middle position shoves all in for 500. It's just like deja vu. This is the exact same action I had with pocket nines. Folds around to us. We are obviously never folding here. I toss it in. Under the gun +2 also tosses it in. So we're going 3 ways to this flop, which comes down queen, jack, 6, rainbow. Not great. Turn, 4 of clubs, river. It's the ace of clubs. We make top pair, top kicker. Unfortunately, we lose to middle positions, ace, queen. And that, my friends, is how you lose $3,000 in about 4 hours of 1-3. 2 sessions. 1,000 big blinds. Rough.
All right, guys, we're finishing up that 1-3 session. In for $1,885 out. Goose egg. It's going very poorly. I will say, though, I'm still having fun, even though we lost over $4,000 today. We lost 3x monster stacks for $400 each. So I got a $140 cash advance, $500 in rent, bought a little bit of food. We had a night out with the boys, which was really nice. Only spent $100. I lost $340 on Club GG, and I just lost $1,885 for a total loss of about $4,100 today. Put in the bank a net worth like negative $8,000, which is just terrifying. So no more poker tomorrow. We're gonna go. There's a river. You can buy a floaty, sit on it, go down the river. Amazing. No poker. That's unreal. And then gonna fire 1/3 of a main event bullet. I'm going to sell a lot of action. And that is it for poker. When I get back home, we're only going to play online, micro stakes, and find a job because poker is not going well right now. Anyways, guys, I will see you all in the main event. I will probably vlog the whole thing and hopefully take it down to get out of the negative. Otherwise, whatever, it's going to be fun. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in a bit.
Here we are playing the WSOP main event. It is a $1,700 entry. I am personally in for 500 and I've sold 1,200 of action. And up top is 200 and something $1,000. So we have a shot at winning $70,000 here. Been getting crushed in the tournaments this series, but let's hope for something better this time. Under the gun 1 has raised to 600. I'm the small blind pocket 9s. I think this is a pure call. Don't really want to be raising an early position open, so I make the call. Big blind gets out of the way. Off to a flop, it is king high, unfortunately, with the 4-3, the 2 hearts. Gonna check call here. My opponent puts in a bet of 600, and I do as well. Off to the turn, it is the 4 of spades. Doesn't change too much. Check once again, and my opponent continues firing. 1,500 this time. I think we could let it go here, but I feel like I'm just getting barreled off every single hand in tournaments. Their aggression frequency versus me is just absurdly high, and I really feel like I'm just getting pummeled. Like, these people are just blasting off with air every time. Like, every hand was just facing triple barrels, and I can't hang on. So I'm going to make one more call. The river is the 5 of diamonds. I check it, just praying that he checks back. He does not. He fires out 2,500, and I think I just got to let this one go. Could probably let it go on the turn, but just feels bad. This time we're opening up the queen jack offsuit up to 500 in the cutoff before the button. A very solid reg bumps it up to 1,400. We had a cold caller from the small blind, and now it's back on me. I think my hand's got very good removal to some of his strongest hands, so I decide to turn it into a 4-bet bluff. We raise the price of poker up to 6,200. And they don't take too long, and we get 2 pretty quick folds, so nice little pickup there. This next hand, we have middle position raised to 600. I look down at 10-9 of spades and decide to try an ISO here. Bump it up to 2,000. My plan works perfectly because we get 3 callers. We're going 4 ways to this flop, which is okay. It's Jack 8-3 with a spade and 2 diamonds. We got ourselves an open ender with the backdoor flush draw. Action checks to me, and 4 ways. You want to be super selective about your bluffs, especially multi-way, but I do have aces, kings, queens, ace, jack that all really want to bet here, and jacks. So I'm going to have some bluffs. I think nut diamonds are going to check back, so even ace, jack of diamonds, no, that's probably too strong. We got to bet that. Say ace, king, ace, queen of diamonds. Definitely going to look to check those. Really check all my combo draws as well, and then bet my lowest flush draws and my open enders. So sort of a small bet here, 2,000. Big blind makes a call, and so does the original raiser. So we're going 3 ways to this turn, which is the ace of hearts. Action checks to me, and I really want to bet this. But every time I've gone for the bluff on the turn, I just get jammed on. You know, they just say, oh, whatever, you got it, I'm going with the hand. So I kind of get a little bit gun shy here and don't go for it, which I think is a mistake. So I check it back. River is the deuce of clubs, a complete brick. Action once again checks to me, and you know, if I did bet a hand that had the ace in it on the flop, maybe a hand like ace 5 or ace 4 of diamonds, I would definitely be going for some value here, and I wouldn't size too big. So we do have some aces, we do have some pocket kings and pocket queens that want to go for value, so having some bluffs is also very nice, and not blocking diamonds is very important. So I put in a wager, 8,500, big blind makes a quick fold, and middle position, tanks. Looks like he's gonna fold. And then grabs some chips and puts them in the middle, and he is going to win that one with the pocket queens. Okay, in this next hand, we have the dreaded ace-king, which we have not won a pot with yet this series. Let's try and fix that. We have an under-the-gun raise to 800. I think we can sometimes call here. I think I mixed 25% call, 75% 3-bet, and it landed on 3-bet. So we bump it up to 2,200. And then we face the 4-bet up to 4,500. Could just rip it in here. He definitely has some 4-bet bluffs. I don't mind that route, but I think given the price, let's just call and play some post-flop. So we go heads up to this flop of 10, 9, 8, 2 clubs, and a spade. I briefly think about donking here, which I think is going to be okay. My 3-bet range is going to contain... No, not really. I don't have 10s. 10s are just a flat. Yeah, no, I don't like my decision to donk. Good thing I didn't. Anyways, I check. And he checks behind, which makes sense. The turn is the king of hearts. Really good card for us. One that I'm not really going to want to bet with a hand this week. It's just top pair, top kicker, and there's so many bad turns. So I'm going to put this into my check range, protect it. And unfortunately, my opponent checks behind. River is really bad. It's a jack of diamonds. I check once again, and now he puts in a bet of 15,000, a 1.5x over bet. I hate this hand. It's so rude to me. I don't think we can call here. And I think that this man has exactly ace-queen, and he's trying to cooler a queen here with this very large bet. So, even though our hand looks pretty good to just rip it in as a bluff, I think we're just going to run into the nuts every time, so I make the fold. Not this fucking hand again. We open it up to 900, and we get 3 callers, so we are going 4 ways to this flop. Comes down pretty nice. King 9-4 with 2 clubs and a diamond. Big blind decides this is a very good board for him and now donks for half pot. I don't want to raise and blow him off his hand. I don't think he's got too much of anything, perhaps just a weak top pair. So I'm just going to flat here, middle position and button get out the way. Hence the turn, it is the 6 of diamonds, and unfortunately my opponent now checks. I think he's still going to call a pretty sizable bet, so I size up a little bit here to 5,000 and we get a very quick call. Off to the river. It is a jack of diamonds. My opponent checks once again. We do lose to king jack now, but only got about a pot-sized bet behind. And this person is a recreational, so I move all in here, and unfortunately, we get a pretty quick fold, so I think he was just on a club draw there. All right, we finally won a hand with ace-king. Let's keep that momentum going. The cutoff has opened up to 1,000. I look down at pocket nines in the big blind. Definitely going to be raising it up here, so I make it 3,300 to go, and we get a very quick call. Heads up to the flop. It is ace 9-6. That is middle set, the best set there is. I start with a small bet here, 3,000 into the middle. Size up a little bit more than 1/3 because the 2 bottom cards are middling, so you kind of want to go bigger. And even ace queen is a pretty high frequency check here out of position. Anyways, cutoff makes the call. Hence the turn, it is the king of clubs, a really nice card here. And I'm going to once again continue betting. We've got about 2 times the size of the pot behind, so you want to bet around 60% here. So 7,500 into the middle. Once again, my opponent continues. We're heading to the river. It is the 8 of diamonds. Pretty connected card, but we have a set of 9s. We're going to go for some value. I look over to stack, and originally I was just going to jam all in, but I feel like leaving him a few chips behind is going to make him a lot more inclined to call. So that is exactly what I do. 20,000 is my wager, and we get a very long tank. And about a minute in, as he's talking to himself, I start feeling really good. I can feel the call coming. And indeed, he puts the chips in. We roll over the 9s, and it is good. And now we are well above starting stack. 40,000 was starting stack. We now have 28,200. Oh no, like 70,000 in our stack. Almost 2x. On to this next hand. A reg has just sat down in the under the gun position, and he opens up his very first hand to 2,000. Under the gun plus 2 calls. I look down at queen jack suited in the low jack. Could squeeze, could call. This time I just decide to flat. This also invites 2 more players in, so we're going 5 ways to this flop. Just quite nice. It's ace 9-3 with 2 clubs and a heart. Big blind checks, and now under the gun plus 1 puts in a bet of 4,000. Under the gun plus 2 folds, and now it's on me. What do we do here with our flush draw? If under the gun is a reg, he at least has ace queen here. He's not betting, very many marginal hands 5 ways. So I think the play here is to call. And then I went for the call. I grabbed 4,000 chips, and at the last second, I just grabbed an extra 10k and threw out a raise to 14k. I don't know why. I decided on call and then decided to raise, which is stupid because I've already put him in a range of ace queen plus. He's not going to fold that. Anyways, folds around to him, and he does make the call. We're heading to the turn. It is the 5 of spades, a complete brick. He checks to me once again, and should probably just give up here. But once again, I go and put more money into the pot, a 24,000 chip bet. After quite a bit of a tank, he calls once again. Let's get there. The river is the jack of spades, proving us to a pair. He checks to me, and I think if we had no showdown value, we could bluff. But with the jack, we can beat some hands like king 10 of clubs. So I think that we just have to check this one back, unfortunately. I check it back, and we are up against the ace king. Really hate my line there. I don't know why I didn't just call the flop. Okay, we've just come back from break. We look down at pocket 7s, bump it up to 4,000 before the button rips it in for 13.5. We obviously make the call. We go heads up to this flop, sevens versus jacks, and it comes down 8, 7, 5. Beautiful. The turn is the 10 of clubs, river, deuce of spades, and we are back above starting stack. All in. All right, things are going pretty decent. We're getting very close to the end of late reg here. And we had just won the flip ace king versus tens, which is really nice. So now we're almost about 2x starting stack. So we have a hijack limp and the cutoff is raised to 9,000. I look down at jack 10 of hearts in the small blind and decide just to call here. Big blind calls and so does the hijack. So we went 4 ways to this flop, which comes down king, queen, 5, rainbow. I check it over, big blind checks, hijack checks, and cutoff puts in the C bet of 11,000. Could raise here, but I don't think we're getting better to fold, so I'm just going to make the call. Big blind and hijack both fold. Ends the turn, it is the 4 of clubs, no help to us. I check it over, and cutoff goes deep into the tank. A very, very long tank. Praying he checks it back. And eventually that is what he does. He checks. We go to the river. It is the most beautiful piece of plastic ever. The ace of clubs. We make the nut straight. And I think we have to bet here. His most likely holding here is going to be a queen. I think, hopefully, he's got ace queen. So 2 pair. But he could have some like queen jacks, queen 10, queen 9 suited. So if I did have a bluff, I would want to have a queen in my hand. Something like queen jack or queen 10. Sort of block his strongest ace queens. And I think our sizing is just going to be all in here. We want to put maximum pressure on a lot of his holdings because he doesn't have anything too strong. It's going to be mostly medium strength hands. So big size with value and our bluffs. That is what I do. 50,000 into the middle, 45,000 effective. And he doesn't think for too long before folding. But now we're over 100K stack.
Camo versus camo. Wait.
Nice hand.
Don't say that too early.
Nice hand.
Yeah. All right, guys, and that is it. We are out of the main event. Pretty unfortunate. There's about 65 players remaining. 39 get paid. Really, really close to the money. We sold $1,200 of action, so we're in for 500. Last 6 hours of play, I was very card dead. Every loose open I made, I got 3 bets. Every light 3 bet I made, I got 4 bets shoved on. Just bleeding. I couldn't even defend big blind. My hands were so bad. And yeah, you know, we doubled up with the ace king versus tens. We had a nice run with the jack 10 suited, turning an ace straight. But other than that, it's just card death, bleeding, and we are out. 5s versus ace 9 suited, which I'm not even sure if that's a call. Middle position shove for 12 bigs, ace 9 suited in the small blind. I don't know. Oh well, the run comes to an end, and we have lost every single session we played here in Calgary. See you guys.
All right, fellas, that is going to wrap up episode number 5 of the $0 to $2 million challenge. This has been 6 days. We began on day 17 with a negative net worth of $1,954. And we finished today, day 22. And it got worse. It got much worse. Let's go through everything. We spent, over the 6 days, $1,166. 210 of that was cash advance, and 500 was rent. I think like $80 gas as well, so around around like $50 a day spent. That's all right with me. We lost a lot playing poker. It hurts. Let's go through everything. So, first, we came here to Calgary. We fired a 1K, which honestly, in retrospect, was a little bit too big. We lost that. Then we lost 2 $10 sit and goes. Then we lost $1,140 at 1-3. And that night, another $20 sit and go. Then we lost 400, 400, 3 bullets of the monster stack. I really only wanted to fire one, but we were just out in like, that was 3 hours of play for 3 bullets, just getting wrecked. And that night, we also had a huge loss at 1-3, negative $1,885 that night. Very, very, very unfortunate. Following day, we lost $458 playing online tournaments on GG. We min cashed one tournament out of however many we registered. And finally, today we lost another $500 for the main event because I sold some action, got very close to the money. But unfortunately, the last 6 hours was just way too card dead to do anything, just constantly getting re-raised pre-flop. Just, yeah, I think I played one hand of post-flop in the last 6 hours. So, yeah, not much. However, we did have a small win. We didn't lose everything in Calgary. We won $346 playing 50 cent $1 on Club GG. And I also won $200 in some silly prop bets. So, $546. Yay. Oh my goodness. So this actually brings the grand total for the trip to negative $5,677 lost. We are going to hit negative 5 figures soon. And honestly, I'm a little bit worried. The credit card is doing a lot of heavy lifting right now. And the interest payments are going to be like $250 a month or so. So we have to dig ourselves out of this hole as soon as I get back to Vancouver. You know what? Not even then. I'm going to start applying for jobs now. So I'm going to apply for some bartending jobs now. Hopefully get one on the way. Then we are also going to start live streaming on GG so that you guys can throw your money at me as well, which would be nice. I think maybe I get money for ads, hopefully. YouTube, the next YouTube paycheck is going to be very small. I think that one's going to be around 140, so that one's no bueno. But the one after that, hoping to hit over $1,000 because you guys are being so supportive of these videos. I love it. And finally, I'm just going to keep grinding 50 cent $1 in Club GG. It's soft, it's low stakes, and I can play it wherever I want. So, bartending, YouTube, Club GG, GG online tournaments, streaming. It's going to be great. We're going to dig ourselves out of this 5-figure hole, and then we're going to get on our way to the $2 million goal. Thank you once again so much, you guys, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And please do the things down below because this has been a really rough week, and I know I've let it show in the video. But don't worry, guys. I'm doing fine. I'm enjoying myself. It's just been a rough downswing. Thank you so much. I'll see you again next week.